Seeking Shelter by Jeff Hobbs tells the gripping and heartfelt story of Evelyn, a second-generation Salvadoran, single mother of 6 who flees a life of domestic violence in 2018, in search of safety and a fresh start in Los Angeles, carrying nothing but determination and love for her children. She arrives in a city filled with promise, but finds herself caught in a brutal web of poverty, housing insecurity, and systemic neglect. Despite working tirelessly as a waitress, Evelyn cannot afford stable housing. She doesn't qualify for public assistance. Every door she knocks on, whether it be shelters, housing authorities, or nonprofits, seems to be either closed or endlessly delayed. With no options left, she makes their worn-down SUV a temporary home, parking in quiet lots and spending nights in motels when tips allow it. Every morning, she wakes her children with care, packs their school lunches, and drives them across the city to attend school, all while shielding them from the harsh reality of their situation. Evelyn's quiet strength becomes the backbone of the family. She creates routines where chaos reigns and moments of joy in the most cramped and uncertain spaces. Birthday celebrations happen in motel rooms with store-bought cake, and homework is completed by flashlight in the back seat of the car. Though exhausted, she remains fiercely protective, determined to keep her children together and hopeful. Through the eyes of Orlando, her teenage son, we witness the emotional weight of this instability. A bright and introspective student, Orlando dreams of college, but his daily life is marked by secrecy, shame, and a fear that at any moment, Child Protective Services could intervene and separate them. He navigates the pressure of school while hiding his family's living conditions. Watching his mother slowly burn out while still holding them all together, his internal world is filled with hope, but also with anger at the system, at their circumstances, and at how hard they have to fight for simple dignity. The narrative also introduces us to Wendy Gaines, a young social worker who becomes an unexpected ally. Wendy's empathy runs deep. She'd once experienced homelessness and understands how the system fails the very people it claims to protect. She's overworked and often overwhelmed, but when she meets Evelyn, something shifts. She sees not just a client, but a mother doing everything right and still falling through the cracks. Wendy commits herself to helping Evelyn and her children, guiding them through endless paperwork, advocating on their behalf, and pushing back against institutions that treat them as numbers rather than people. Their bond grows strong and personal, and both women evolve through their connection. Wendy rediscovers her purpose, and Evelyn learns to accept help without shame. As the years pass, Evelyn's journey is marked by relentless obstacles. Emergency shelters are full. Waiting lists for housing programs don't move. At one point, a report from a concerned teacher triggers an investigation from Child Services, placing her custody at risk. The irony is bitter after everything she's done to protect her children. Now, the very system that failed to help threatens to tear them apart. But Wendy steps in, acting as both shield and sword, fighting to keep the family together. Still, even in the darkest moments, the story is filled with flickers of light. A kind teacher offers Orlando support. A motel clerk lets them stay one more night, despite late payment. A classmate shares his lunch without questions. These small, quiet acts of kindness give Evelyn just enough strength to keep going. Her focus never shifts. Education is her children's way out. She holds tightly to that hope, ensuring that school is non-negotiable, that homework is done even when sleep is scarce, and that each child knows they are loved beyond measure. Eventually, after 5 long years of navigating a broken system, Evelyn secures a spot in a transitional housing program. It's not luxurious, just a modest apartment with 4 walls and a kitchen, but it represents something profound: safety, stability, the chance to rest. The children finally have a place to sleep without fear of being moved in the middle of the night. It's a small victory on paper, but for this family, it's monumental. As the story comes to a close, Orlando is applying to colleges, his dream finally within reach. He carries with him everything his mother gave him: resilience, integrity, and the unshakable belief that they can rise. Wendy continues her work with renewed fire, fleeched advocating for others while reflecting on the transformation she's witnessed in Evelyn and herself. Seeking Shelter is not just a story about homelessness. It is a story about motherhood, sacrifice, courage, and quiet defiance. It reveals the deep emotional cost of poverty and how systems meant to support people often serve only to slow them down. But it also shows how one person's belief, one teacher, one friend can tip the balance between despair and survival. Jeff Hobbs invites us to look beyond the statistics and into the lives of people like Evelyn. People who work hard, follow the rules, and still fall through the cracks. Through it all, he reminds us that shelter is not just a roof, it is love, it is belonging, and it is the foundation for hope.